the US carrier Verizon for a potential $130 billion. Now, the proposed cash and stock deal would see Vodafone and Verizon part ways after 13 years in business with each other. The Vodafone board is to meet later this Monday. They're expected to finalise the deal then. If it goes through at this reported $130 billion value, it will be the third largest acquisition deal in history. But Vodafone also tops the league there. Their purchase of the German network Mannesmann in 2000 was the biggest in history.
That's a big rentrée here in Paris today. Everyone going back to business, everyone going back to work. What are the markets? Trading a little bit more than they have been, perhaps?
Yeah, it's returned to the busy period for the markets. Let's just start with looking at the European markets. Interesting, Vodafone's share price we were just talking about. They're up over 4% in London today. A broadly positive picture across Europe too. No trading in the US today because it's Labour Day. Interesting to watch what happens with French car companies today, though. New figures out this morning show that the sales of cars in France in August were down 10.9%. That may well impact on trading later. The Asian markets helped into positive territory by positive figures from the manufacturing sector in China. Both the official and HSBC figures on what's called the Purchasing Managers Index showed a sector in growth, a 16-month high on those figures. That's calming fears of a sharp Chinese economic slowdown.
Okay, that's the stock markets for you. Now the currency markets. Still problems for India's rupee.
Yeah, the rupee fell to its lowest level ever against the dollar in trading last week. That's made many more imports more expensive in India, among them petrol. The Indian government says it's considering closing petrol stations across the country at night as part of an austerity drive to try to bring back down their massive oil bill. It's just one of measures being considered. India imports around 80% of its oil, and the oil ministry is trying to save some $2.4 billion by reducing demand by about 3%. We'll move on now with a look at some of the day's other business stories. And the new boss of IKEA says he doesn't think he'll be able to keep up with the planned pace of new store openings. The outgoing CEO had wanted to open 20 to 25 new outlets this year, but Peter Agnafjella told the told the Financial Times that he doesn't recognise that goal. He's instead focusing on the company's existing stores and aiming to increase its sales by 10% a year.
Ahead of the world's biggest PC makers to share his bonus with the company's workers for the second year running. Now, 10,000 staff at Lenovo will benefit from that payout, worth around $3 million. The firm earned $34 billion in the year to the end of March, shipping more than 52 million computers in 12 months.
And Apple has begun its long-awaited iPhone trade-in scheme in the United States. Customers will be offered up to $280 for handing in their old phones, which they can then use against the cost of a new iPhone. To get the credit, users will need to show that their iPhone is in working order, and they have to be signed up to a mobile network contract.
Weekend over. Did you have some nice meals over the weekend? If you did, here's one for you. Help me out with the diet. Golden opportunity for dieters in Dubai.
Yes, the authorities had been offering people in Dubai gold in exchange for weight loss. They had to lose a minimum of 2 kilos, but hundreds of people signed up for the competition, which lasted for the month of August. Kate Moody has more.
A new, lighter you with a heavier wallet. That was the offer during Dubai's Your Weight in Gold program, a month-long anti-obesity campaign encouraging the public to eat better and exercise more. Participants had to lose at least 2 kilos to qualify for a gram of gold, worth about $49 US. Those who shed more than 10 earned 3 golden grams per kilo.
I lost 11 kilos. What did I do? I walked, because as you know, a diet without exercise is useless.
Human health is more important than gold. Here, gold is only a reward, a motivation to exercise.
Obesity is a growing problem in many Gulf states. 1 in 5 residents of the United Arab Emirates has diabetes, and the World Health Organization says nearly a third of men and 43% of women there are obese. The winner of the weight loss challenge slimmed down by 21 kilos, or $3,200 worth of gold. Still a mere drop in the bucket for the Emirates, which has one of the highest GDP per capitas in the world.
Looks like a pretty good scheme to me. Stephen, thanks a lot, Stephen.